Hey Saints, I don't typically do this many videos in a handful of days, but I guess there's it just feels like there's a lot going on right at the moment and seems pretty impactful. Um, this one is on a completely different topic than the ones in the last few days. This is actually the main article on Debka File. I just clicked on it to get into the article. ISIS to Israel, we're coming very soon. And ISIS constantly has the propaganda going out, and so the fact that they generated some videos is not that notable. But this time here, the propaganda machine threatened hostilities against Israel, but it was the first time for the threat to be issued simultaneous from every province or city where ISIS is located in the Middle East. And it goes on and talks about Raqqa uh, in Syria, Mosul, the Sinai Peninsula, eastern Libya, central Libya. Um, so you get the sense, what's going on there. Um, I guess there's another one here, including the Mediterranean coast and the Gulf of Sidra. The more interesting thing I thought was this now. Our sources report that every video contains the following sentence: "We know that the Egyptian army is being helped by Israeli intelligence and the Israeli Air Force in its war against us. We also know that Israel set up intelligence networks within populations of the Bedouin tribes in the Sinai, and from now on we will take action against Egypt and Israel targets as one." And that starts to ring a few bells. Now, it depends, which wars you think happen when in the end time scenario. But I'll just call to mind, a lot of people are down on Psalm 83 as a potential war. They either see it as an imprecatory prayer or coming at the end, maybe in conjunction with the Armageddon event. I think it's Joel Richardson maybe that tends to dump on it the most. But I don't want to take it completely off the radar. So, ISIS surrounding Israel is basically what they're sort of pointing to now. They haven't gotten into Jordan yet, and so there might be an issue on the Eastern Front. But the fact that they took exception to Egypt is interesting. So Psalm 83 and in the Ezekiel 38, 39, one of the questions comes up is, where is Egypt in regards to these? And in Psalm 83, the debate is it the Hagarenes that represents Egypt or the Hagarenes in the north? I forget if that was supposed to be Jordan or Syria, but there's that debate, where the Hagarenes in that scenario. And then we also have the prophecy that says, 5 cities in Egypt speak the tongue of the Canaanites, or I forget how it's said in there, but it's, by the end of the whole mess, they'll be speaking Hebrew, which probably means that, Israel survives, obviously will survive into the future, but Israel, then takes over and takes part of Egypt. And how's that going to come about? So I just want to point this out, that they're talking about a very soon coming attack against Israel, but they lump in there that they're going to attack and consider Egypt just as, and the Bedouins in the Sinai as part of the problem. And that reminded me of something, which is the U.S. here pulled back troops in our military aid package from Egypt. El-Sisi there, the president, because we didn't like these islands that were turned over from Egypt to Saudi Arabia. And I always thought that was kind of weird. Now, I think that's part of, they talked about building a causeway between Saudi Arabia and Egypt, and I think those islands had something to do with that. But they're uninhabited islands, and for whatever reason, the U.S. has this major reaction, and we pull our people out of the Sinai and all that. And there's a general concern, and part of this might lean to conspiracy, but there's quite a bit of evidence where both Saudi Arabia and some say even Israel and the United States either supported rebels that became ISIS, or in a number of situations with airdrops of supplies and stuff, appeared to be directly supplying ISIS. And so it's just curious to me that some dispute occurs about some islands, and that the U.S. is left out of that negotiation of the islands for the aid package and the building of the causeway. We get miffed about it. We pull our troops out of the Sinai, which just seems curious. And immediately after that happens, well, immediately, I think 3 weeks, now there's a threat from ISIS. Okay, we're coming. We're coming very soon. And who are they miffed at? Well, it's in every one of the videos they mention Egypt and the Bedouins in the Sinai, along with we're coming against Israel. If you wanted to just take a one-step leap of conspiracy, you could say, well, if secretly the U.S., the CIA, or whoever is backing ISIS, if that's a probability or a possibility, it sure looks like we get mad about something. We pull our regular troops out of the Sinai region. We're mad at Egypt for doing this, possibly mad at Saudi Arabia for doing this. And then who threatens to come into the very region right after that happens? ISIS. So I don't know, I'm just skeptical of, we're definitely not being told the truth on so many fronts. And this might be a biblical war coming here. And I just think we got to pay attention, Saints. There's, so many things on so many fronts that it's hard to even track what's what and what. It's all stage setting for sure, but which one of these things is going to pop first. So I just wanted to put it on your radar and come check it out. Yeah, God bless you.